Roku, I was stopped out on Friday for a tiny loss, and now it looks like it's taking out Thursday's highs in pre-market, or it was just 10 minutes ago. Very frustrating that the one I bought stopped me out, while others that I passed on, like Coup, or they just went higher on Friday too. And now Roku is going higher also in pre-market. This MNK took a small loss on, but it's still, if you look at the 60-minute chart, it's still building higher lows here. It's not going away, so I'm still tracking this thing. The China ETF stopped me out also. Then it went higher all day, and now it's gapping down again. Very choppy. My winning streak on this one has ended because I caught like the past 3 or 4 swings on this thing. I caught this swing, this one. So this has been very generous to me, but not last week. What date is it? It's the 7th of October. Okay, great. Just getting ready for the day. Oh yeah, and I also bought IPI late day on Friday. Not long before the market closed, because it just looked great. This thing hasn't even pulled back for the past couple of months. It's just been, basing, building some higher lows. It looks very good. Great growth numbers and great growth estimates for next year. So this thing has everything I'm looking for. Has the fundamentals and the technicals in place. So this is just, I just couldn't pass on it. Even though the market is choppy, I just felt like I want to get in. So I bought a small position. It's not very liquid. I think I have 4,000 shares or something. Yeah, 4,000 shares. And I still have some of this tiny JCP, very small position. And this apps, which is one I've had for a long time. What are the indices doing? Are we gapping? Okay, slight gap down in the SPYs. Yeah. So that's the question. Are we in a bottoming process, or is this just a dead cat bounce that's gonna fail? Or is this another higher low that's gonna hold? So I kind of hope for a flush before, or this month. Would love to see an undercut of maybe this low here, and then I have a big rally, but it doesn't really matter. I just want the shop to end. For IPI, where would you put your stop? My stop is here. This is my stop. This line here, 61.25, that's my stop. And my average is 62, let's see. 62.36 is my average. So $1.10 pretty much is my stop, which is less than half of the average true range. On Roku, would you consider buying a breakout at or over 100 and then? It seems to be, yeah, well, it is a great looking range break, but I don't know. Probably not gonna do it if it does it today. Probably not gonna do it. I just want to save energy. I don't think, I've been talking about it a lot, but this is not a great market to swing on the long side. And I'm always looking for bigger moves. I'm not looking for a couple of day trades. I want things I can hold for weeks and months. And I don't think Roku is there yet. Or the markets are not there yet. I have to say it's kind of relaxing having very few positions, because the whole year I've had like 10, 15, I think even close to 20 positions at times. So, I've had, this whole, there's been positions down here. It's kind of relaxing only having 3 and not having to look at earnings state and things like that. Like, I don't have any significant positions at all, like no exposure. Okay, 1 minute to the open, let's see. I already looked at the gappers. They weren't anything exciting that I saw. And in a couple of weeks, the earnings season will start, and then there will be a lot of things to do. And I'll probably start streaming earlier, but right now it's a very slow market. No earnings and there's no momentum overall. And that's fine. More time for me to play World of Warcraft. I think both gold and silver are building nice bull flags here. So I think later this week or maybe next week, there may be some great follow through breakouts on these things. Gold, if you look at gold, this thing just took out like a 6-7 year range. Why can't this thing keep going to 160 or something? It's been building higher lows for 4 or 5 years now, and now it broke out. Just need to go sideways a little bit. We'll see. I'm definitely tracking these leveraged ETFs, USLV for silver and Nugget for gold. Because, if gold goes up 5%, this Nugget goes up 50%. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. I think this thing pre-announced. It's a small cap software name. Very, very thin. I think I traded it earlier this year. If I remember correctly, I bought this breakout, earnings breakout, but I don't remember where I sold it. Or did I trade it? I don't even remember. I think I traded it on this earnings breakout. So many trades, can't remember them all. So most of my portfolio is looking fine. Not that it matters since my exposure is minimal. Let's look at my scans. A lot of these growth stocks, they pulled back, found some support on rising moving averages, and now they're just bouncing. But I think short term, these things are gonna be, I think maybe it's the start of a bottoming process in some of these names. I think there will be better buying opportunities a few weeks from now, unless the market crashes. Oh, RNG having nice follow through from Friday. This thing is up almost 50% in the past 3 sessions. That's amazing. Not bad for a large cap. Almost 50% in 3 days for a large cap. That is very impressive. CNDP. I'm thinking about buying a little bit of this thing. If it takes out Friday's highs. Nothing crazy. I think this thing could do 50%. Why can't it go to $6 if it breaks out of this little formation? Ideally it goes sideways a bit more, but if you look at 60-minute chart, look at these higher lows for the past 4 or 5 sessions, so straight up higher lows. This is some China ETF. As you can see, this is one huge bull flag. Had a big run early, like first quarter, pulled back, and now it's trying to, build a big triangle formation, higher lows for most of the year. Can you hear me? Did I lose my sound? Okay, David, that is your sound that's messing with you. GWN. Very, very slow open for me. I'm thinking about doing some ENDP with a, 15-cent stop or something. And this is what trading is all about. It's just 95% boredom. Unless you're day trading or even scalping, then you have always something to do. But if you want to make millions, and especially if you want to make millions in a short amount of time, then you need to have patience and wait for the few times per year when the market has big rallies. Rest of the time, it's just all about waiting. If you have any tickers you want me to look at or any questions, just put them in chat, because there is not much else for me to do right now. Oh, by the way, there is something I could do. Go through stocks that broke out on Friday. We have OLED, which is a big mover this year, and then it finally pulled back and found support in the rising 200-day. And this is something I'm tracking. Has great earnings, great outlook for this year and next year. Big numbers. And we have obviously this RNG, but did this actually, yeah, it broke out on Friday, not on Thursday. Okay, yeah. So this thing is having great follow through. This IPI is kinda slightly up from where I bought it. And there were a lot of shipping stocks broke out on Friday. A lot of them. This STNG, EURM, most of them looks like they're having follow through. TNK, mostly like small cap names. Fro, Nat, all of them having big follow through. But I totally missed them. They popped up on my scans late day on Friday. Because they're very thin, so they didn't satisfy my liquidity criteria until late day. I think it was Citron or someone, or was it Muddy Waters that had a hit piece on this as the Smile Direct Club on Friday. And it initially went lower and then it went straight up. Bad timing. You probably shouldn't put out hit pieces when a stock is down 40% in a few weeks. That's not a great time. I mean, that's just bad timing. Let's see. Just curious, which broker platform using to trade from Europe? Greetings from, I'm trading, I'm gonna show you guys. So this is my main broker. I have 95% of my money with this broker. Centerpoint Securities. They have different clearing firms. So you can open I think you can open 3-4 different accounts with these guys. I have 2 accounts. I have Wedbush Clearing and I have Vision Clearing. And I think they have another 2 clearing firms. And the reason is why I have different ones is because of short borrows. Mostly because the availability to short these couple of times per year when you get big opportunities, short some stocks that have run up like 500 or 1,000% in a short amount of time. That's the only reason I have these different clearing firms. But if I only trade on a long side, I would just have one account, either Centerpoint or anything pretty much. And I also have Interactive Brokers account, which I don't really use that much. I mostly look at the pre-gappers list in that account. I have very little money with them. And also Centerpoint has great customer support, like really good customer support. It's a small firm dedicated to active traders. So you can always get in touch with them. And it's the same people, like there's been the same people for like 5-6 years I've been with them. So very reliable, really good customer support. And great borrows also. For hard to short stocks. They have really good borrows. Are you recommending Centerpoint securities for beginners well, I mean, yeah, I'm recommending Centerpoint securities, yes. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner or I think they have like, I'm not sure, but I think they used to have like a $50,000 minimum or 40 or something like that to open an account with them. But I am not 100% certain if they still have it or what the exact amount is. But yeah, I'm definitely recommending them, even if you're a beginner. A lot of my watch list is starting to turn green now. At the open, most of it was red, and now it's starting to get mostly green. Looks like gold is moving higher, right? Yeah, a little bit. JCPenney going higher. What's going higher? BMA. Man, these Argentina stocks have been very frustrating. I've tried to trade them several times off the lows, but they always like shape me out. This BMA and GJ, I don't know. I'm not really great with these kinds of setups. Yeah, I think these, if they keep going, this CrowdStrike and Shui, I think they could be great opportunities later this week. This thing is trying to... Is there a news? Because it's up on big volume today. I'm gonna check it later. There's no setup here anyways, but gonna check the news on this one too later. RH, look at that. This thing is breaking out of a little bit of a high tide flag. But it's kind of extended now. Like it already had a nice breakout here, and now it's just... I think it's a kind of a failure prone setup, since it's a second flag breakout in a short amount of time. It's the first flag that's always the best, or not always, but usually, I think. One last question. How did you get started in the business? Did you have a tutor, all self-taught? Well, I've had a lot of like tutors or mentors or whatever you want to call them. I've been in a bunch of paid services over the years. But pretty much I found people on social media that traded, and that's how I got into the business. I wanted to trade too. Like I was studying medicine, so all I wanted to do was trading biotech stocks because I thought I would have an edge. But then I kind of became a generalist. I trade everything. Now I actually try to avoid the biotech stocks because they're too hard to trade. No, I'm not all self-taught. I've read a lot of books. I followed a lot of traders over the years, studied their methods. Like in my Evernote, there's like hundreds and hundreds of pages of different trading methods and stuff like that I picked up over the years. And then I just put everything together. Just try to simplify it as much as possible and find time frames and find stuff that works for me and my personality. So I dropped day trading and I dropped mostly short-term swing trading because I find that it's just much easier to wait for a few times per year when you can get these big moves. Well, it's not easy, it's hard because waiting is the hardest thing ever. Trading is so easy, it's the waiting that's hard. Waiting for your setups. Waiting for the ideal opportunities. But I'm trying to get a little bit better every day, every week, every month, every year. So every year I do a little bit more of what works and a little bit less of what doesn't work. And every year I overall do less. Like every year the amount of trades I do go down, at least for the past 3-4 years. And now my watch list is mostly red again. Ping pong action. Shipping stock, URN. This thing has actually been going up since August. But I just put it on my watch list since the whole group, or not my watch list, but my tracking watch list from Friday, just because the whole group was breaking out. So it's nice to go back a few weeks or a month from now and see if there's a good setup in it or how it behaved. Build your mental pattern database. Roku almost red. Yeah, What's Ku doing? Ku and Okta still following through from Thursday. Especially this Ku, super strong. This thing is kind of breaking out a little bit. I'll put it here. In my today's tracking watch list, if you look at the weekly chart, it's kind of building a little bit of a bull flag off the lows. Remember, it's down like 85% over the past few years, 90%. Like, why can't this thing? Well, it's kind of up like 60% or from the lows. Why can't it go up another 50%? Why can't it go back to the this declining 200 day if it breaks out of this little range here? But I'm not gonna trade it right now. My Twitter is completely dead because there's nothing going on. Wow, Broad Vision. This thing is a big multi-time big pump. This thing had some huge moves back in 2012 and 2007 and also late 90s. But this thing was a big pump, like a paid promotion multiple times. This is the weekly charts. I have the daily charts and the intraday charts of this thing. You don't get these kinds of stocks too much, at least not this year. Last year there were a lot of those kinds of big movers in the Mariana sector, but this year hasn't been many. I think this UC Brazil ETF or index fund ETF, I think it's kind of setting up nicely. Look at this thing. It has been building higher lows since late last year. Now it has a little bit of range here. But I'm not going to trade this one. I'm going to play the triple ETF of that thing, which is BRCU. This thing I've had some really good trades on. Like early this year, I bought this breakout here, this range break. Went up 50% in a couple of weeks. And I think I bought it on here also. Again, went up like 35% in a couple of weeks. So this thing can really move. So I'm definitely stalking this thing. If this EWC breaks out of this little bit of a pattern, this EWC, if it goes back to like 47, where it was back in June, July, BRCU is going to go up 50% in no time. This is why I love trading triple ETFs. You don't have to buy as big positions. Look at the ADR on this thing, 4.9% versus EWC, which is 1.6%. So you get pretty much 3 times as much volatility, which means you can buy a third of the position you would have to buy on this thing and get the same amount of bang for your buck. Or actually you get 3 times that bang for your buck in BRCU versus EWC. The new Brazilian president in Brazil is doing a great job. That is why. Yeah. He's as corrupt as the previous presidents. No, different breed. It's not fun when triple ETFs go against you though. Well, it's not fun if anything goes against you. It's all about position sizing. Let's see some AMD. Look at this. This thing has been riding the 200. A lot of notes on this thing. I'm gonna hide them. So this thing has been riding the 200-day moving average for a year now. And look at where it found support. Almost exactly on the rising 200-day. Same thing back in February. And here in December, it kind of undercut the 200-day, but it was because the market was selling off like crazy. So maybe this thing sets up in a couple of weeks. It's been very strong. Another shipper stock on Friday, from Friday, that I didn't have on my list. I'll put it there now. Kind of fun to go back later, see what happened with them. But all you need is a few per year. Like this year I had Roku. This was the main one for me this year, I think. Buying the earnings gap up here. Big numbers, big analyst estimates, or actually they crushed the analyst estimates. Had a range break, long base, had higher lows for many months. Just a perfect setup. And it more than doubled in a few months. So let's see if we can find a few of these next earnings season, which starts in about 2-3 weeks. It's a treasure hunt. That's what makes trading exciting. It's boring most of the time, but sometimes you find a treasure. That's really exciting. Again, and then I'm gonna cut the stream because it's just, there's no point in sitting here and watch Painting try. I'm gonna cut the stream and I'm gonna play some World of Warcraft. And then I'm gonna do my usual hourly rotation, which takes 5 to 10 minutes, where I go through my scans, check my positions, check what's going on Twitter, and then I'm gonna do that once per hour for the rest of the day. Right now it doesn't look like I'm gonna trade much at all. I'm not really excited about anything.